shots, uh, like when I'm cutting balls left to right. I think I discussed this in the earlier section. My perception leads me on this shot towards the back of the one, but also not just the back of the one. That means the contact point of my cue ball, I'm thinking it's more over to the right than it actually is. So knowing the answers can help you improve your perception. It can build your confidence too. You know the answer before you've been down a shot instead of just total feel. I get a lot of grief players like, oh, feel, play by feel. I do play by feel. I put my headphones on and play, but when I'm in training, there's nothing wrong with learning, studying, and correcting flaws, natural flaws that I have. And if I have them, I'm sure a lot of other people do too. We all perceive pool shots differently. Alright, we're into our 3-rail section. The first 12 shots are all frozen, so you're really focusing on ball first. If you hit the rail first, the shot, you could fail a lot easier with the shot, and it can get away from you. You're scratching that. Alright, now this is a kind of crazy shot. I'm too straight. I'm going to try to force it, punch it into the rail. Yeah, I did a pretty good job there. Had no angle. You have to hit it hard with like a stun with the spin. That's not a fun shot if you're under the gun. But you got to create a little angle, get the cue ball to kick into the cushion so the cushion helps you create the angle. Now when you're doing this drill, obviously when you shoot the 9 ball, try to get shape on the 1. And when you're shooting these 3 rails, obviously it's tough. It's going to be tough for a lot of you to pocket the ball. You're not used to spinning the cue ball a lot. You're going to get deflection. And then the next tough thing is how we get in position here. The speed is very, very tough. You're coming across your zone constantly. So I really want to... all good players can go 3 rails with inside. But can they stop the ball out there with no cushion and help them control their speed? That's an area a lot of players that can already go 3 rails, they need to improve on. Also, when you're doing this drill, pay attention not just to where you're starting and the angle you have and where you want to be, but watch the cue ball and pick a spot on the end rail where you want to hit. Sometimes you want to get there quickly, sometimes you don't want to get there so quickly. You want to go over, right there looks like I was playing it safe. Just get down to the rail as fast as possible. And look, I came up with this crappy angle again. Nobody wants to be here. But it's good practice. You get to punch it and follow it. Boom, miss it. And that's going to be another fun thing. I'm not sure on how many misses I'm going to have in this video here. But it's reality. I miss. You're going to miss. Anybody that practices this routine is going to miss. And I want to teach you how to deal with that. Look how I'm dealing with this one. I'm running away. Now I know it's a very difficult shot, so yeah, I give myself a couple cracks at it, but I'm not going to make myself crazy. I want to have fun doing this workout. I'll shoot a shot 2, 3, maybe 4 times, if it's giving me a tough time. But I want to keep the flow going. When I'm done with this, it takes about an hour or less. I feel like I'm in stroke, and I want to keep it that way, and part of that is because of the attitude. And if you're not a very good pool player, this is a very tough workout. Make it as simple as possible. Take ball in hand as often as possible if you have to. Break down the whole workout, and until you get used to it. You can practice one section at a time. Even if it's a whole week, okay. Week 1, I'm just going to do the Karen Coy drill. Week 2, it depends how good you are. It could be day 1. Day 1, I'm just going to practice the Karen Coy drill, and day 2, just the effing with the inside. And break it down until you get used to it, and then when you're used to each section, you put it all together, and you get out here, and you work out for an hour. It's going to be an hour of fun, but it's going to produce good results. All these 3 rail shots, get to know your limits. Like right here, alright, I'm coming up short. Big time short. Okay, these balls aren't frozen though, right? This shot you have to hit very soft, maximum spin. Very soft because you're hitting the ball so thin, and you want to give the English a chance to grab so you can get down to that end rail. You should know when you can get to the end rail and when you can't. And here I am, a little too straight again on the 9. It's okay if this was the 9 for a game, but I'm trying to get shape on the 1. Alright, at least I hit that one okay. Yeah, I punched it. If you go to a new pool room or unfamiliar table, maybe a tournament or something, you know, get right away. Learn how much the cue ball is grabbing the cloth and try to set up some shots that you know you have in your arsenal and see if you can execute them on the unfamiliar table. Right there, it looks like I tried to take some spin off it and go very close to that opposite corner pocket. You know, staying close to the 2. Here's another shot with a lot of angle, just like the 8 ball. Very thin, very soft. The spin gives you so much speed. Boy, I think I caught the 2. I think I caught the 2 a little thin. Thinner than I thought because that cue ball really took off. And if you catch it thin, yeah, you're going to go a foot, 2 feet further than you would if you would hit the ball clean. And if you catch it a little full, you'll probably come up a foot or 2 short. You know, but you have to know whether you hit it full or thin. Okay? You really got to pay attention to that. Some people, you know, they go a foot too far and then they hit the shot again and they hit it harder, not realizing that, hey, you hit it thin the first time. Probably you might have had perfect speed. So always pay attention to details, folks. You know, there's only a few basic facts or physical facts that you need to learn to give you enough answers to figure this game out. You know, it's a fun part of the game, figuring out how everything works. I don't want to make you too analytical. You know, people think I'm analytical just because I give instructions or come up with inventions. But nobody loves to free stroke more than me. You know, if I go to play, I'll have to put the headphones on and just let myself go and trust everything. But when I'm practicing, yeah, I'll be a little analytical because I want to know what's going on. Learn the hows and whys. You know, and then you practice it, practice it. When you go to play, you gotta let yourself go and trust yourself. But there's nothing wrong with adding knowledge to your game. Alright, looks like that shot. I probably hit it a little too smooth. Sometimes, you know, I play with a Predator Z shaft and it reduces a lot of the deflection. But I still think sometimes I want to get a little bit. And like on that shot, what happened, I didn't get the deflection. I escaped by hitting the shot a little fuller. But my cue ball didn't go into the side rail very hard, and so it went down to the end rail faster, and so I hit closer to the upper right corner pocket, and that caused a scratch. You know, if I caught the ball a little bit thinner, the cue ball would have went into the rail a little faster, a little harder, create a little more, I wouldn't have scratched. You know, so I didn't hit the shot wrong, it's just that I hit the 9 ball a little bit wrong. That's one of the shots I was just talking about. Alright. Boy, this seems to be going by pretty quick. There's so much to talk about. And the reason, like, I could never talk to you, do this whole workout, it would take 2 hours. I'd be stopping, probably take more. Alright, hopefully we're going before the side. We're going to start off before the side. 12 shots before the side. Yeah, I could never talk to you and try to demonstrate the rhythm and the attitude that I want. You know, so between the kids and then that, and hopefully, you know, I'll say something here that I didn't say in the instructional segment. You can get a little more insight from that. Remember, when you're doing this drill here, you can pick up the cue ball at any time, or you can stop it from bumping a ball like that. You know, if you bump a ball, it's no biggie. You just set it back up. You're going to shoot the 12 shots no matter what. Maybe if you miss a ball or you hit a ball real bad, you want to set it back up, that's fine. Again, we're being pretty lenient. I really want you to develop this drill in particular, because probably this shot, I mean, besides people, amateurs come up and say, I need help with my bank shots. You know, they have no clue how to play position. But they come up to me and they say, oh, man, I get this, I always scratch in the side. I'm like, well, have you ever practiced it? Well, no. Oh, look, I got away with a little delayed 8 ball there. Well, now you're going to practice it. And when you develop the skills to come across under the side, past the side, right there, you know, it just